Chapter 7. The Shadow of Fear. Jake started getting attention. People called him the Unshaken. Fighters whispered about him. Some were curious. Others were scared. But one person was not impressed. Ethan. He was one of the best fighters in the gym. An arrogant, skilled boxer who had been training under Logan for years. He hated the way people talked about Jake. "That kid is nothing," Ethan muttered. "He just stands there and takes hits. That's not boxing." One day, he walked up to Jake and smirked. "Let's spar." Logan crossed his arms. "Ethan, he's not ready for you yet." Jake didn't care. He put on his gloves and stepped into the ring. Ethan smiled. "Fine, let's see what you've got." The bell rang. Ethan was fast. Much faster than Tyson. He danced around Jake, throwing jabs. Each one landed clean. Jake's head snapped back. But, as always, he didn't react. Ethan gritted his teeth. He threw a powerful right hook. It smashed into Jake's jaw. Jake took it. Then, he stepped forward. For the first time, Ethan felt something strange. A chill ran down his spine. He had fought many people, but none like Jake, because no matter how many times he hit him, Jake never stopped moving forward. Chapter 8. The Breaking Point. As the fight continued, Ethan's frustration began to build, his calm confidence slowly turning into something closer to desperation. No matter how many times he punched Jake, no matter how much force he put behind his attacks, nothing seemed to work. His opponent did not dodge. He did not block. He did not even flinch. He simply kept moving forward. Gritting his teeth, Ethan decided to stop holding back. His punches became harder, faster, and more aggressive, each one aimed at knocking Jake down, at forcing him to finally react, at proving that he was just a normal fighter who could be beaten like anyone else. But Jake absorbed everything. His body swayed slightly with each impact, his skin bruising, blood slowly trickling down his face. But he never backed away, never showed pain, and never hesitated. And as the fight dragged on, something began to change. Ethan, who had always been in control of his matches, who had always dictated the pace of a fight, was beginning to panic. He had never fought anyone like Jake before, someone who simply refused to stop, refused to slow down, refused to break no matter how hard he was hit. And then, without warning, Jake finally made his move. He threw a single punch. It was not fast. It was not flashy, but it was precise. The punch slammed into Ethan's ribs with perfect accuracy, and in an instant, all the air was knocked out of his lungs. His body froze, his eyes widening as he gasped, his breath completely stolen by the impact. Before he could recover, Jake threw another punch, then another. Each one was sharp, focused, and powerful, landing exactly where it needed to, breaking through Ethan's defense like it was nothing. The room fell into complete silence as the other fighters watched, their eyes filled with shock, unable to believe what they were seeing. Ethan, the gym's golden boy, the fighter who had been at the top for so long, was losing. And then, with one final, decisive strike, Jake sent him crashing to the mat. For a long moment, no one spoke. No one moved. The gym was dead quiet. Jake stood over Ethan, his face blank, showing no emotion, no sense of victory, as if winning the fight meant nothing to him. From the corner of the room, Logan watched the scene with a wide grin, his eyes shining with something close to excitement. The kid was evolving.